What's up, everybody? It's your brosif, Vaughn Joseph, and here's what's happening in your world this week. In Turkey, police have raided a Turkish top newspaper called Zaman. It is the first Turkish newspaper to go online. It was founded in 1986. The police have shut it down. They have a viewership of over 1 million people as well as readership. The police have used riot cannons to shut the protests down. They've actually used smoke grenades, all kinds of stuff. Many are calling it the end of democracy in Turkey. As you can see by the video, it's rather tense. So I know that the government had stormed the headquarters. They were kicking out journalists. They were tweeting what was going on while all this was taking place. Very, very heavy stuff. On the downside of this, or that's not that that's the upside, but CNN Turk, which is I believe the Turkish arm of the CNN corporation, didn't report this at all. Nothing. Didn't even touch it, which is very, very strange. So, yeah. Another world news, scientists have attempted to clone an Ice Age lion cub after discovering a near-perfect 12,000-year-old remains in Siberia. So 2 cubs were found in Russia's Sakha Republic last August in a near-perfect state thanks to the deep freeze conditions which they were found in. So while the first Ice Age cave lion cub would be used for the cloning attempt, the second will be kept as part of a mammoth museum's collection. So researchers hope to find living tissues containing DNA in the remains, which will allow them to recreate the now extinct ice-aged cave lion. This is almost like Jurassic Park. That's really kind of cool. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm definitely curious to see how that ends up turning out. So, is this proof of UFOs? So some people think, or at least researchers in the field think, that UFOs have visited Earth throughout history. Alien hunters spot mysterious carving on this ancient coin, and off they go. So an ancient coin minted hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they say, proves aliens made multiple visits to Earth, and that's what this is all about. So this is decoration on a French artifact, which was carved between 1680 and 1856. I don't know the exact date, but it shows a strange circular craft-like object floating in the sky, as you can see from the photograph. The coin is actually not currency, but a jeton, which is used for counting or playing games. So alien enthusiast Scott C. Waring says the mysterious object on it is proof of regular extraterrestrial trips to our planet. It looks like that. I don't know if it's proof, but who knows? Soon we'll find out everything, I'm sure. In sporting news, sort of sporting news, O.J. Simpson back in the news again. Can never get rid of this guy, it seems. So, you know, as many of you know, or maybe even watched on television, there's this recent, television biopic on O.J. Simpson and the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, who was his wife or ex-wife and her alleged boyfriend. So O.J. Simpson, as you know, is in prison right now. He's got a 33-year sentence for stealing his own memorabilia in Las Vegas back in 2007. So while police in L.A. are testing a knife found on the old O.J. Simpson property at Rockingham in Brentwood, California, someone claiming to be a construction worker gave an off-duty police officer the knife some years ago, and he kept it, thinking the case was closed. So he didn't turn it over to the police, even though they never found the murderer. So it still should have been an open case because OJ was acquitted, so there should actually still be an active case going. That's obvious. He's a police officer, not sure why that happened. So police recently recovered the knife, and they're testing it for DNA and hair samples. But recently on Fox News, I saw an interview with Mark Furman, who was part of that case. You probably remember Furman. Planted Evidence, I think, was a racist or said some racial things anyway. He says that it's strange that the knife is coming out right now. I think it is as well. It's in perfect timing with this program that was on TV called The People vs. O.J. Simpson. Coincidence, they've had the knife for some time, and the police officer who's now, I believe, retired, he has held on to this knife for some 10, 12 years, and only now it is giving it to the police. They've had it for a couple months, and now the LA police is doing this press conference about the knife and so on. I don't understand. They know how big the entry wounds were on the knife, and apparently they're not in alignment with this knife that's been turned over. Why this is happening, who knows? So police cast some doubt over whether, the knife was connected to the O.J. Simpson case. Like I said at the news conference, they're saying it's probably bogus. If the story is accurate, you'd think anytime you come into contact with evidence that you should submit it to investigators, said Captain Andrew Neiman of the LAPD. I don't know why that didn't happen. So NBC News reported that the knife was a utility type knife and was not consistent with the one used in the crime, as I said. As the case was never officially solved and it was in an open case, so the evidence should have been brought to light immediately and was not. So that's enough of that O.J. Simpson stuff. Go away. So tech news, you guys. Tech. So China has created a potential monster. It's something of a cliche in the car industry, apparently, that if you sell a product in China, you'll soon see a copy of it on the streets of Beijing or Shanghai. But times may be changing, apparently, and Chinese technology could soon be leading the way. Check this video out. It explains it best.
Car shows are all about new technology, and this car could be a big leap forward. It comes from China and it's made by a company called Tech Rules. Now, it has a top speed of 219 miles per hour, what you'd expect from a hypercar. So far, so normal. But the special thing about this car is that it's meant to be incredibly efficient. The makers claim it can go 500 kilometers on a single litre of fuel. So how does it actually work? Well, fortunately enough, we have here a car with the bodywork taken off, and the secret is really over here at the back. And what we have is a powerful electric motor. That's where all the performance comes from. But this thing, that's the real secret. That's a gas turbine. The same principle, really, as you'd get on a jet aircraft. But that generates electricity, which charges the batteries and allows the electric motors to keep going. So that's why it has such a long range with very little fuel consumption. Of course, this is all still under development at the moment. It won't be in a car that you or I could buy for a few years. But the idea is that one day mainstream cars will be powered by a system like this and really bring down your fuel bill.
That is amazing. I want that car. Just because it looks badass, I want it. And I'm sure it's going to be ultra expensive. If they even make that car, it will definitely be really expensive. It's really cool. And but yeah, I would like to see that on the road in my driveway. Awesome. So the good news is Kansas City Community Kitchen in Kansas City, Missouri has a new twist on doing soup kitchen. So they have a restaurant style soup kitchen going on right now, which is brilliant. So they have like greeters at the door, then they have a waiter that comes in and takes your order, and then they're hooking up the homeless people with a bit more of a side of respect with their meal. So I think it's a really, really cool project. Hats off, if I had a hat on, to you guys out there in Kansas City. I've done volunteer work at the soup kitchens, and it's very cafeteria line. Here's your stuff. This is brilliant. I think this is really cool. I hope it really catches on. They serve meals every weekday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Volunteer wait staff serve high-quality lunches to the homeless. Individuals are, like I said, greeted at the door by a host. They get seated at a table. It's amazing. So the Kansas City Community Kitchen has been serving the community for 30 years, according to its website. But on February 5th, it reopened with this new style restaurant that, it allows the homeless to dine with dignity, as they're calling it. I think it's great. Congratulations to you guys. Check out their website, support that particular endeavor, and hopefully, like I said, it spreads to other facets of the industry throughout the country, throughout the world anyway. So now from the sublime to the ridiculous. You all remember Full House from back in the 80s? Adam Saget, John Stamos, the Olsen twins, and Dave Coulier. He's from Detroit, I believe. I'm from Detroit. What up, Dave? So now they're back. It's been like 20 some odd years, and now we have Fuller House. Netflix. So yeah, the Olsen twins aren't taking part. This is the reunion project, and I don't know what to say about it. You can check it out for yourself. My people on Twitter are just like, so that's enough of that. So anyway, check out our shows, you guys. Go to v3tv.uk and see all the great stuff that's going on the website. If you have any show ideas or things that you want to submit, feel free to email us at v3tv@v3tv.uk, and be sure to subscribe to our Daily Motion page so you get updates when all the new stuff comes out. And thanks for your support. We'll see you next week on what's happening in your world this week.